It's December in the Bolivian rainforest, and as Yasi is about to find out, not the place you want to be. High above the jungle, hot, moisture-laden air gathers into massive storm clouds. We're not talking about heavy rains. We're talking torrential downpours and the arrival of the rainy season with a vengeance. Swollen rivers of the Amazon burst their banks, and in the middle of it all is Yasi.
By the time I understood, it was too late. It was a flood, and the river rose.
No, no, no! No!
By morning, the flash flood is over. Yasi is washed far away from the river, his lifeline and route to possible rescue.
It was the 15th day of my solitude. I couldn't start a fire, there was no sun to dry, and no food, and the rain, and wet. But things were clear. I just had to stand on my feet and keep on walking. But I knew now there's one thing, find the river.
Kevin succeeds in convincing the Bolivians to take him up in a spotter plane to search for Yasi.
I hear that noise, and I listen to that noise because it's so foreign, and I start realizing it's an airplane.
Kevin!
It's a plane after me. I know it's Kevin's there. And I'm just jumping on my feet, and I'm running, and I'm screaming.
Kevin! Kevin! I'm here! What don't say?
Fat chance. Yasi is hidden beneath a dense jungle canopy. The odds of Kevin seeing him are 0.
What don't say?
It was just oblivious to me. I just collapsed. And the realization was, I don't want to live anymore. What I want is to rest. And the only way that I can rest is by dying.
Not knowing he's only 2 miles from Yasi, Kevin now believes his air search is probably pointless.
I realized we couldn't see much. And I asked him to fly lower, and he wouldn't. He said it was too dangerous. And on top of that, he wasn't following the contour of the river. I didn't have a chance to find Yossi this way. I was going crazy. And every day that passed, I knew it was another day that Yossi's chances were diminished. They were getting smaller and smaller. I told him that I want to go as high as possible, up the river as much as possible. Just kept going up and up and up. I didn't want to stop.
The jungle is just the jungle.
feet weren't feet anymore. They were like two lumps, two chunks of blood and pus. I gave up. I prayed to God, just allow me to die. All I want is to rest. Let me die.
I knew that was it for Yossi. It would take weeks, if not a month, to get back to the jungle. And there's no way that he could survive another month in the jungle. And I just felt this heavy feeling, and this sense of loss, and this terrible sense of guilt that I'd caused his death.
Yossi is now so weak that the smallest movement takes all of his energy.
I clearly heard a buzz, like a bee or a wasp, and it's like coming closer, and I can start hearing it circulating my head. So, you know, I'm already in like the zone of like delirium. I'm just trying to get rid of that wasp. And the buzz is in my ears, and as I raise my head, and I don't see the wasp, but when I turn my head, I see shades and people. I mean, it's like at that stage, I don't know what's going on. Just, you know, like Kevin, like a flesh is already there, and I'm collapsing in his arms, and we just hold each other and hold each other. Now it's just emotion. We cry and cry and cry.
I couldn't believe it that we'd found him. If he would have been upstream, just 100 yards away, he wouldn't have heard us. We wouldn't have seen him.
My life was spared. I mean, I know Kevin saved my life, but it was a miracle. For sure, it was a miracle.
I think that Yossi saved my life, because if we hadn't found him, if he would have perished in the jungle, I would have had a very heavy burden to bear, knowing that I caused his death. Because I put him in the situation, and I was entirely responsible. So I think that's how I see it.
What started out as an exciting expedition over a month earlier for three guys looking for adventure and one perhaps deranged but definitely persuasive guide became a 20-day survival odyssey for Kevin and Yossi. They are stunned to learn the fate of Marcus and Carl, who they assumed had walked out of the jungle safely.
It was a shock to us to discover that there was no trace of Marcus or Carl.
Of course, when I realized that Marcus was lost in the jungle, it was a very heavy feeling.
Kevin went back into the rainforest immediately to search for them, and he couldn't find anything, any sign, any track. It just evaporated.
The Bolivian army also mount a search and discover that the Indian village that Carl marked on the map did not exist. Over the next few years, both Kevin and Yossi undertake searches for Marcus and Carl, but no sign of them is ever found.
I don't feel guilt about not taking Marcus with us. Then and even now, I feel that it was the right decision not to allow him to come. But I always thought then, and I probably do occasionally now, that if I would have gone back with Carl and Marcos, if we would have gone back together, that it would have ended differently.
We were thinking that what we are doing is more dangerous, if this is an excuse. We were thinking that. Still, we made that decision for him and he never came back.